So we're finally getting competent at one of the most difficult pieces of content in old school, the Colosseum, but we look like a fool doing it right now. Look at our outfit, it's disgusting. So there are two things I kind of want to start working towards. One is finally getting rid of the tiger costume. I've had Blood Moon for so long, I'm getting a little tired of it. Yes, it is offensively as good as Bandos, but it's very squishy against most things I am killing right now. No prayer bonus, and it looks terrible, especially the hat. Now Bandos chestplate we can just straight up buy, but for a helmet upgrade we need the face guard, and that is going to require us to complete not only Fremennik Isles, but also Fremennik Exiles as well. And that will pretty much require us to unlock almost all of the Fremennik Islands, the Waterbirth Dungeon, and a few other things as well. And the other thing is, I want to get started with Slayer because there are so many good moneymakers locked behind a high Slayer level, and we're getting kind of close to unlocking some new bosses. Why hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Trader Steve's journey across Gielinor to collect as many rare items as he can get his grubby little mitts on. Trader Steve is starting his journey in the Grand Exchange chunk, but for every new rare item he can add to his collection that's worth more than 1 mil, he can unlock a new adjacent chunk, with Trader Steve's ultimate goal, obtaining a quest cape. Oh my god. We got trapped in the corner, but we didn't get punished for it. Wouldn't really call that one clean, but another run for another 5 mil. Okay, that kill was definitely a bit cleaner. Pretty bad loot, okay. Still our kill times are hovering around the 30-minute mark. Not really sure how to speed them up though. So there's a mage training method I kind of want to try that is a little bit interesting and probably is going to get patched. Now this training method abuses the Kefri puzzle room in TOA. Now for anyone who's done it, when you attack the pillar, there is no tick delay, you just one ticket, and you get magic experience for it. So something that's been somewhat popularized is you can just go in there with splashing gear and just continuously cast any spell you want on the pillar for super AFK and pretty decent magic experience. Now we could do this with a high level spell, but it's actually kind of expensive. The only really cost effective one is Fire Strike. Okay, so essentially what we have to do is we have to go through the puzzle room, don't complete the pillar section. From here we just complete the matching puzzle in the back. Now once that's done, we just run back here to the obelisk. There's now no more bugs running around, and look at just constant XP drops, and we don't have to do anything. We can literally AFK here for 25 minutes at a time, and we should be getting nearly 70k per hour. Well, I spent a good 3 minutes trying to find the coolest angle. This is what I came up with. That's going to be 96 magic, which is notable because it actually gives us one more max hit with our trident. That's actually a pretty decent DPS increase. Otherwise, getting 99 magic is going to be actually useful for the magic cape because, you know, I don't have an occult altar. And it's patched. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna risk it. I'm not confident enough. 8 mil, 8.6 mil. Let's just claim it. If there was a pet there or it's Gnostics, I would definitely go for it, but we just die too often, so we'll take it. Oh, yes, we were so locked in for that one. We got the combat achievement, perfect footwork. That means we didn't make any mistakes. Okay, so that is like my best kill ever, and yes, I do get the occasional really good kill, but you should have seen my last run. Jesus. Okay, so let's sell off some of this loot. We do have an Echo Crystal, and I think we might just have enough money to afford the first piece of the puzzle here, which is the Bandos chestplate. Okay, Splinters was sold off, and that brings us up to 34 mil. That's gonna be kind of close, honestly. Bandos items have gone up a lot. Okay, we can just about get it. 33.5. Oh my god, not 2 bill, please. There we go. Look how much tankier this is. Plus 54 ranged and 38 stab, 25 crush bonus. So good. Plus 8 prayer bonus. Sure, our magic defense is way lower now, but shouldn't really be tanking a mage attack in this gear anyway. Now we just have to get rid of the dumbest part of the outfit, which is the helmet. And that's going to be trickier. Okay, so the Bandos chestplate, that does unlock another location. And although I do want to work towards getting the face guard sooner rather than later, something that will get us more immediate unlocks, and one that we're 100% going to need for Slayer, is getting the Catacombs of Kourend unlocked. From where we are right now, it's only 2 chunks to the west, both of them quest locations, so we don't have to worry about that. So I think it's time to push into Kingstown and get the Catacombs. There's just so much under there. So we're going to unlock the eastern Kingstown chunk. Really, there's nothing here, just a bunch of guards, a couple quest locations, but I can see the Catacombs. I can literally throw a rock at them. Okay, so now that we have both of the Bandos items, that got me thinking, Bandos, I should kill Bandos. I have the Bofo, which is actually one of the best setups to farm Gridor, and it's pretty equivalent money to Saradomin, and we should be getting much more consistent loot because the drops are pretty much twice as common. As we just learned, the chestplate's 34 mil, so it's still pretty expensive. Tassets are 20 mil or more. So it's time to learn the altar door kiting method. Now the strategy is pretty simple, but there's a little bit of timing you have to get down. Essentially, we need to click the door just as Bandos attacks us, and then we attack on all these green tiles and just don't miss any ticks, and we should go right under Bandos without them hitting us. Now, obviously, this is not it, and making a mistake here will send us right to Lumbridge, but I'm gonna start practicing. Oh, that was absolutely terrible. We survived on 5 HP, but we're out of here. Okay, so we brute force to kill. That did not go well. Now when Bandos spawns, there should be a way to get right into the correct attacking cycle. All you have to do is immediately attack Bandos and then click on the altar. Okay, there we go. Look, okay, he stalls in the middle. Bandos doesn't hit us. Perfect. So we're only tanking the minions, and we should only be tanking like realistically 1 or 2 at a time. And this makes Bandos way smoother. Oh, they just snuck in the inventory. I didn't even see them. There we go. 2 more crystal teleport seeds. Those are still worth a pretty penny. Ah, oh, it's gonna be a good day. Literally like 10 minutes apart, another set of them. Okay, so these are still going for roughly about 4 mil each. So that is 15 mil we just made. And we'll check that in the bank for now. It's just a complete disaster, but we survived. Oh, for an Echo Crystal too. I don't even want to know how many items I've lost doing dumb things. So with that Echo Crystal, that brings us up to 25 mil. And we're gonna grab ourselves one of our cheapest items, which is the Swift Blade, and actually a kind of useful one at that. We can use that in the Theater of Blood, and it's just a triangle. It's literally just 2 swords taped together, but we can finally unlock the Catacombs of Kourend, which means we can finally do our Steel Dragon Slayer task we've had for a couple weeks now. So one thing that's really exciting about the Catacombs and unlocking it is I think we now have all the possible Slayer assignments unlocked, which means there's no way for me to lock myself with a Slayer unless I get a task from Turiel and happen to get Crawling Hands. That would, well, let's just not do that. The Catacombs are massive and have loads of different Slayer monsters in here, and also better locations for the one I already have unlocked. For example, Dust Devils. That's now an amazing Slayer task. We can burst them. We'll get neck reels. Right now we have a Steel Dragon task we'll go ahead and do. Really, this just makes Slayer actually reasonable to do. And there's one other benefit that we actually haven't talked about at all in this series yet. Now, one unique aspect of the Catacombs is it's underground. We accessed it from a chunk, but it's a massive underground network, which means theoretically we could go underground and pop up in a different chunk entirely, and that's 100% allowed. It actually has never come up before where this has been useful, but I can use this underground network to get around Zaya and get the chunks that otherwise might be difficult to get to. Now we do have the minecart system, so it's not really going to change too much, but there might be a few locations where going through the Catacombs to get there might actually be better. There is 95 attack. Probably should start training defense, honestly, but we'll get max combat pretty soon regardless. 38-minute quiver, not the fastest, but that was our 15th Herodite completion. and a pretty decent loot as well, 4 mil basic loot, which will bring us another 6 to 7 mil, not bad. So one thing I kind of realized recently is I have a lot of active moneymakers, which makes sense. The best moneymakers in the game require a lot of effort, but I'm trying to find some things I can do that are incredibly low effort that I can do while I'm editing or just other things around the house. And killing Firewatch Sentinels is incredibly AFK. We have full Sunfire, and if we bring that, our Devout Boots, the Evandis Flail, we can AFK for nearly 10 minutes at a time. And we'll be able to get about roughly 1 mil per hour doing this as well. Not the best, but hopefully we can snag ourselves a blood shard or two over time, and it's better than nothing really. Okay, so we finally are getting the hang of this Bandos kiting method. This trip we've been able to go for 20 kills nearly. So we've definitely improved. If you're paying attention, you can stay here a long time. Like, one mistake though can send you packing right away. So in that sense, I think it's a bit harder than the Saradomin kiting method, but really once you get the hang of it, not bad. Okay, first milestone kill here, 100 General Gridor, and that is also a combat achievement. We'll take that. No luck so far, nothing to really show for it, but we're slowly plugging away here. I'm sure eventually we'll get some task sets or a chest plate or something. So surprisingly, the single best Slayer assignment for me right now is Bloodvelds. I've had Bloodvelds unlocked for a long time. I've even had this location unlocked for a long time, but one thing we didn't have was a cannon. If you bring a cannon to the Meyer Ditch Laboratories, you can get really good Slayer experience per hour here, and the tasks are quite long as well. All we have to do is set up a cannon, turn on Piety, protect from melee, and with a couple superior spawns, you can get 80k per hour Slayer experience or more, so it's so good for us right now. Now let's talk a little bit about Slayer and the unlocks we're going to hopefully get from it. Now yes, Slayer moneymakers aren't quite as good as some of the top-end bossing moneymakers, but I want to get a larger variety of things to do, and they're still good. For example, Tormented Demons we can do with Slayer. That can get us up to 7 mil per hour. Araxor is currently about 6 mil per hour. The Alchemical Hydra is up to like 5 mil an hour. We have Demonic Gorillas already unlocked. Cerberus. Yes, theoretically I could just do the Colosseum all the way to the end of the series, but I don't want to do that. And there could be other benefits in the future to unlocking Slayer. What is this guy doing? So we've been kind of sprinkling a little bit of Theater of Blood in now and again. That is 25 kill count. Nothing yet. I've seen one item, not in my name, unfortunately. 25 kill count though is not that much. And realistically, we probably should try to start buying some of the Theater of Blood items separately so that we can actually get some money from splits from here. But for now, we're just still trying not to die too much. Oh my god, it's finally happened. The ultra rare, clean Sol Heretic kill. Oh yes, you'll love to see it. The Fnatic bottoms, we've gotten this one way more than the others. Nearly 20 mil loot right there. And after everything's sold off, we're up to 36 mil. Plenty of money to buy a new item. So there's actually a really big update coming soon, at least for my account, and that is Varlamore Part 2. Now, I don't think it's going to add in too much actual new content that I would want to do, although who knows, we'll have to wait and see. But there's no doubt it's adding in quite a few new chunks, and I don't know how many of those I'm going to need, but I'm assuming a lot of them. So because of that, I think it's time that we check through some of the recently added items and see if some of them should be added to our total list. Now at this point, I'm only really going to add items that are at the value that we're at now or higher. So right now, most items we're buying are almost at about 10 mil. So we're going to be adding in the Amulet of Rancor to the list, 90 mil best in slot amulet. We're going to add in the Armageddon Weapon Scroll, a 50 mil item that's not going to be crashing anytime soon. We have the Armageddon Teleport Scroll, same thing. The Armageddon Cape Fabric, 26 mil. The Burning Claws, which are 22 mil. The Arania Boots for 15 mil. The Armageddon Rug for 13 mil, the Burning Claw for 11 mil, and one item I actually forgot in this clip is the Tormented Synapse. We're also going to be adding that in as well. Now this is not in the intention of making this easier, but in the intention of making it still completable, because it looks like with Varlamore Part 2 they've added in about 15 to 20 new chunks, so we're not coming to the head here, I don't think. What is that? That's the first time that's actually happened. 3 echo crystals. That's just so good. That's our biggest drop from here so far. 20 mil from that. That's so lucky. And a wave 8, of course. Why wouldn't it be? That's a massive drop. There's just something aesthetically pleasing about the inventory. I like all these echo crystals, but it's time to sell them. 6.2 mil each is nearly a 20 mil drop. We'll wait for those to sell off though. So that has brought us up to 54 mil. I think we are literally the richest person in Gillinor right now. Don't check that. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of a side quest here. There's something that's been bothering me so much ever since I started this account, and that is that I don't have a direct way to teleport to the Grand Exchange. Yes, I can buy a Ring of Wealth, but I always forget to buy it. It runs out of charges. It's so annoying. I just really want to complete the Varrock Medium Diary so we can teleport here directly. And there's a few things stopping me from doing that. So we'll start off by buying one new item, the Dragonstone Armor Set for 7 mil. And that might be all we need. Okay, so it's time to start the Creature of Frankenstein quest. We're back in Mauritania. I thought we were done here, but there's a few quests left. First up, we'll unlock the Frankenstein castle and start the quest. Well, immediate sadness because there is actually one more chunk we do need, and for that we're gonna need to buy another item. We're able to snag the Trailblazer Reloaded Relic Hunter Tier 3 armor. God, that's a mouthful for 9 mil. I think that's all we'll need. Yeah, this stupid chunk over here. I thought we totally avoided it, but we actually do need it for this quest. Nothing here, unfortunately, except for the fairy ring, which is not particularly useful. Unlock some more vampires though, I guess. Now, the only reason we actually finished that quest is because it's, for some reason, a requirement for Garden of Tranquility, which is a requirement for the medium Varrock Diary. We immediately have to wait for like half an hour for that quest to just finish because you have to grow a lot of stuff. While we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and complete the Varrock Easy Diary, which we actually can do. Surprisingly, a lot of the diaries are not completable for me because there's 1 or 2 requirements that just don't go to a chunk with a quest in it, like the Mauritania Diary, totally locked out of that. The Western Provinces Diary, totally locked out of that one as well. But honestly, the diaries aren't that important, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so this quest goes from being terrible to hilarious at the end. I love the dialogue, I just hate having to wait for like an hour just for stuff to grow. There we are though, Garden of Tranquility done with, bringing us up to 222 quest points. Nice, pleasing number. Nothing too important from that quest in particular, but we can do the diary. There it is, Varrock Medium Diary, which means after 2 years we can finally teleport to the Grand Exchange without having to think about it. Unironically, a pretty big unlock for me because I come here so much, and I've been running from unspeakable places to get here. Alright, so I think it's finally time. We have a lot of money in the bank still, 45 mil. It's time to push into the Fremennik Isles. The only way we get rid of this stupid furry helmet is to get the Need Is Not face guard. And for that, we need to complete Fremennik Isles and then Fremennik Exiles, and for that we'll need most of the Fremennik region unlocked. So to get our Need Is Not helm, we will need 4 chunks at the minimum, and our cheapest items now are pretty much 9 mil plus. We'll get ourselves the Shattered Relic Hunter Tier 3, I'm not saying it guys, you know what it is, you can read it. We get ourselves the Dragon Plate Body Ornament Kit for about 10 mil, the Ring of Nature for just about 10 mil as well, and finally a semi-useful item maybe, the Justiciar Face Guard. Could use it in the Inferno, although, no wait, we can't. We need the Crystal Helm, never mind, it might not be that useful. But we'll get it for 14 mil. At least, there could be some places I would want to use that. So that's 4 new chunk unlocks, so let's go to Relica. So I'm pretty sure we need all of the Fremennik Isles unlocked, both Need Is Not and Yetizo. So it doesn't really matter the order we unlock these in, but we'll start with Yetizo. Oh no, it's a disaster. We'll pretend that didn't happen. There we go. Finally, we can get our Helm of Need Is Not. Ironically though, this actually has one less strength bonus than the Blood Moon helmet. It does have a prayer bonus, so it's actually pretty useful still, but it won't be 100% superior across the board until we get the face guard, and that's kind of what we need. But at least we got the first step done with, and another quest done as well, bringing us up to 223 quest points. Okay, so that just leaves one quest left, Fremennik Isles, and to complete it, we need a couple more chunks. We need the Waterbirth Dungeon, which is kind of exciting because we actually will unlock Dagonoth Kings. I didn't think I would ever do that, but it's required for the quest, so we will get Dagonoths. And we're also going to need the Island of Stone at the minimum, and there might be a place or two I'm forgetting as well, so we'll need at least 2 more chunks, maybe 3. Okay, so we are going to need a bit more money. We spent pretty much all of our remaining money on the Fremennik Isles. That is our 200th kill at Bandos, nothing so far. Now would be a great time to get a Bandos chestplate or something though. It's hard to know how lucky I am at the Colosseum, but I feel pretty lucky. We've gotten this piece way more than any of the others. 12.6 mil for the Fanatic bottoms again, we'll take that. Only 14 minutes in as well, so 13 mil in 14 minutes, that is a mil per minute. That has brought us up to nearly 20 mil. Still not quite enough money though. Oh my god, we've just barely done it. So I was gonna leave on wave 12 because I had such terrible invocations, no supplies left. But I looked and we were actually risking a item. So we went for it and we managed to do it. And that's actually sick because that's over 10 mil loot that we're able to just barely scrape by and take. What is this hitbox? Okay, after selling those 2 drops off, we're left with about 33 mil, and we're going to invest into 2 items in preparation for Fremennik Isles. We're going to get the Basilisk Jaw, because we'll need that to get our face guard anyways, we might as well get it now. And we'll also grab the Bandosian component. That's all we can afford for now, so let's just see how far we can actually make it in the quest and see if there's any surprises, which there always are. Oh my god, well, first surprise, I had to do some skilling. My fishing level was 49, and you need 60 unboosted to start the quest, so, well, that was a bit of a shock. I haven't done skilling in a year or so. But, there we go, fishing up to 60. Probably good to level that up eventually anyway. Okay, so we have all the skill and quest requirements. Let's start Fremennik Isles. Yep, okay, first unexpected chunk, and another one I thought I could permanently avoid. The chunk was the golden tree in it. We avoided it for Fremennik Trials, but there's no way for Fremennik Isles, so that's one of our 2 chunks gone already. And the next one, which was expected, the Waterbirth Dungeon. Now there is of course Dagonoth Kings, so we have unlocked those, so we could do those as a Slayer moneymaker, which is kind of cool. Yes, finally we got something from Bandos. Bandos Tassets are a pretty good drop. Took about 250 kills to get that though. That's perfect because we are 100% out of money. Now we already own Tassets, so we can sell these. Let's dump them in here for 20 mil. And with that, we'll go ahead and buy ourselves another raid item. Every time we can specifically get a drop from a piece of content we're trying to do, then we'll pick that. Just this year, Laggards, decent option. We'll have full Justy eventually, so we can just look cool, I guess. Okay, so that is going to unlock the Island of Stone, and that's, I think, the final chunk we're going to need for this quest. That's exciting. And with that, we've also unlocked the Basilisk Knight, which is going to be another benefit of doing this quest. Basilisk Knights are a pretty profitable Slayer monster that we can start killing right away, or as soon as we get a task anyway. The boss fight is always underwhelmingly easy. But there we go. That is Fremennik Isles complete. 2 quest points, 50k Slayer XP, and most importantly, will allow us to create the Nid is Not face guard. So we already have the jaw, we're going to combine it with our Helm of Nid is Not to create the face guard, and there we go. Finally, nature is healing, we look normal. Now what that essentially has done is added in a +3 strength bonus to our helmet, by far our best helmet now. Now technically I've turned my Basilisk Jaw into the face guard, and this is something I discussed a few episodes ago. I decided I think it's fair game, like it is the same item, yes I am using it, it's a different name, but I think it's just going to be annoying to just have to go get, what, another Basilisk Jaw just to have as a placeholder in my bank and then also have this other item. So there we go, our melee fit is complete for now. We've gotten rid of the Blood Moon outfit, and we've started our journey into unlocking the higher end Slayer moneymakers. We now have access to Dagonoth Kings, Basilisk Knights, and next time, another one we're going to start working towards Tormented Demons. So that way when we start really grinding our way to 99 Slayer, we can make hundreds of millions of GP along the way. But that's going to have to wait till next episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.